Golfers, Martin Chuck here, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to fix your slice. With your Mevo Plus, it's fantastic. You can set it down, you open up the app, you aim specifically at a target off in the distance. So I've got it dialed in down there at my target between the black and the red flag, if it's visible in the camera. And what's great is it can track the club's path, it can tell you what the face is, so you really have a great understanding of why your ball slices, and with a little bit of help from a coach, how you're going to fix it. So the typical slice, let me get set up. I'm going to have the ball probably awkwardly forward. Maybe my trail arm is really dominant. This club's going to come over the top and I'm going to spin one. A big old ball out there that curves left to right. Now that's functional because I started to the left enough that it's curving into the play area. So what I had there, I had a spin axis of 16.8 degrees where the ball was curving left to right. So that's an airplane tilted excessively in this manner, flying through the air like this. So we had a club path of 13 degrees to the left. And that's a pretty common thing. As soon as you start seeing golf balls going to the right, guess what you teach yourself to do? Swing more to the left so the ball goes more in play, just like that one I showed you. If I had a more zeroed out path, let me hit that slice where the club path is pretty straight, and this ball is going to leave the reservation way to the right. So here's a pretty zeroed out path with an open face. And so now we've got an open face to path. Well, we had an open face to path with both, but the club path variation in those, even in that one, that club path was 4.8 degrees to the left, and the ball axis was 11.4. So the face to path was open 6.9 degrees. How do you fix that? Well, a lot of it comes down to understanding a couple relationships. First off, let's talk about getting your hands on the club nicely. Most people set the club down and somebody teaches them how to interlock their grip, so they think they have some level of correctness there. So now they're like, yeah, interlocked, so therefore I must be doing something right. And then they set up to it and they have this lead hand, or in my case, my left hand, on for comfort rather than function. So a big part of this is getting this glove hand, this lead hand, on correctly. What I want you to do first is let's make sure we have the attachment on nicely. When you look at your hand, obviously fingers and the thumb, and this portion I'm touching right here is called a heel pad. Medically, it's called a hypothenar. That is a meaty part that if you run down your pinky finger before you get to your wrist, that's the heel pad. If we can get that heel pad on top of the grip, now we have a leverage condition that doesn't feel natural to new golfers, just to be honest, just doesn't. But if you can learn how to get that heel pad on top of the grip, and when you look down, this is a really big deal. When you look down, I want you to look down and see some mild bend back in your lead hand. In my case, my left hand, it is bent back. Why is that so important? Because when it flattens, the face gets stronger, and it gives me all this mobility for this club head to get behind my hands, so my path can travel a little bit more inside out. And eventually what you need is a stronger face and a path that travels inside out. So once the grip gets on better, guess what happens? The face is stronger. Because if I put my normal comfy weak grip on, there's a square face. There, I'm going to keep the face square with a more appropriate grip. And then once that starts to relax, the face gets stronger, and that's what you want. Because is that really a closed face? I don't think so. When it's traveling from inside out, it's actually square. And that's a little secret in golf that most people don't understand. That face appears square to you right now, but if I relax my arm, it's rather closed. And then in a condition of delivery, as I unwind myself, you can see that face is very square. If I did the same thing with my original grip condition, the face would be pointing way too open. And so the golfer is a genius. You hit a few shots way out to the right, and what do? You back up to try to help it. You start it more left to make that big fade sort of land on the golf course. So if we fix this condition, get our hands on nicely, and just to be certain, it's not just about turning your hand over. That's not the strengthening of a grip. My left hand is not rotating clockwise from my visual perspective. It is bent back. My thumb is supporting the top right quadrant of the grip. So now I've got a stronger condition of leverage with my hands. So my face is stronger. What you can expect right away would be something that looks like this. Maybe a shot that goes too far to the left. So maybe you get a stronger shot that goes a little bit to the left because you have a stronger face. That's fantastic. So we had a slightly closed face to path of just 1 degree. That was great. Once you can start letting that face project the ball a bit more to the left with your better attachment, then you can start to unwind your body a little faster. So the order of things, let's get your better hands on there. Let's let this rhythm of the golf club get in front of you, letting the toe of the club feel like it passes through square from a upward position, passing through square to another upward position. Go ahead and feel this behavior. That's going to help you let the club get away from you and not dragging and pulling. And then once you can do that, we can add a little bit of speed to that. And now we have a situation where that ball has got some right to left turn. So that's 2.7 degrees closed face to path or left on the Mevo Plus. So to fix your slice, just a quick summary. A slice is when the face is open to the path. Really, really simple. We have to change a part of the sequence, and usually the sequence is a grip that relates to a wrist to get a stronger face. Once we do that, golf balls are going to start to go more left. Once they go more left, you're going to swing a little bit harder, so that face starts the ball a bit more to the right. It's a balancing act, but it's a really important thing that you begin to understand that great golf begins with a great grip. And once you have that, you have better wrist conditions. And once you have those better wrist conditions, you will apply the club face to the ball more squarely and less likely to have an open face to path for those weak slices. So hope that tip helps you finally get that face nice and square to hit powerful drives.